Yes. When we consume food substances like carbohydrates, fats, or lipids, what happens? It enters our digestive system, then it is degraded, and this food substance is carried to all the cells. And when it is carried to all the cells, you know that inside the cell there is a powerhouse. We call it as mitochondria. Okay, so this powerhouse, what it is doing the function, it is functioning for releasing out, removing out the energy from these carbohydrates, from these sources. And this energy is trapped in the ATP molecule. What is this ATP molecule? They are energy rich protein molecules. They trap this energy from the carbohydrates and stores. Whenever your cell requires energy or whenever your body requires energy, these ATP molecules releases out energy from them. Okay, so what is the full form of ATP? Adenosine triphosphate molecules. So what happens? Your carbohydrates are taking this energy into mitochondria. In the mitochondria, carbohydrates. From carbohydrates or glucose, we can call it as. From glucose, this energy is released out, removed out, and stored in the form of ATP molecules. So, not only our stuffs are important for the energy, but with our food substance, what is more important is the oxygen. Okay, not only food, but we require oxygen. So if you only consume food and if you don't take in oxygen, then what will happen? Your energy will not be released out. For everything on this earth to release out energy, you require oxygen. You when you were small, you have performed one experiment in your primary section, that is lighting a candle, okay, and after that inverting a glass on the candle. After some time you will find the candle has extinguished because from the glass the oxygen has finished off. Okay, when the oxygen has finished off from the glass, here what has happened? What is useful for burning? That is oxygen. Same thing, fuel. Whatever fuel we have, that is the carbohydrates, and these carbohydrates require to be released, burned. That means it requires oxygen. So oxygen is also necessary side by side of your food substance, because your food stuffs as well as oxygen, everything is transported through your circulatory system by whom now? By your red blood cells. Got that? Oxygen your cells take it from lungs, carbohydrate cells take it from your intestine. Okay, all these things are carried to each and every cell as to release out energy from it. If only food is given and oxygen is not there, energy will not be released out. Okay, the same thing. For burning process, you require oxygen. So you're releasing out the energy from the food substance, you require oxygen. So for functioning of all the life processes, even though for blinking your eyes, you require energy, isn't it? So energy is required for all your life process, and this energy comes from carbohydrates, that is your foodstuffs, as well as your oxygen. Okay, so all these things are carried by your circulatory system and then they are transported to each and every cell. Cell utilizes this, consumes this, as well as releases out energy for its further process. Human and other organisms, they consume fruits, vegetables, all those things we consume, and from where we get from plants and animals. But from plants, how they get these foodstuffs? They have the capacity to produce their own foodstuffs. Okay, so they are called as autotrophs. Auto means automatic process. Automatic means by self, on its own. Trophs, that is the food tropics. So they prepare their own food and they utilize this food substance for their growth as well as their life process, whatever they want to carry out, as the remaining food substance is stored in these plants in the form of food or in the form of chemicals. Where it is being stored, it is stored in the fruits, it is stored in the stem, it is stored in the roots, it is stored in the leaves, it is stored in the branches, wherever the as per the type of the plant. Okay, so here we have discussed already whatever carbohydrates, and we require the energy to release out, we have to release out the energy from this carbohydrate, and to release out this energy from carbohydrate, again we require oxygen, again we require a life process, metabolic process, which is being carried out by mitochondria. Okay, so you have to remember how much amount of carbohydrate we consume and the amount of energy we received from 1 gram of carbohydrate. We get energy, or either the source of energy is also the milk and the milk products, the jaggery, as well as some of the sweet potatoes and some vegetables and fruits. Okay. Here now, those food substance you have understood now, it is being taken from your digestive system, and then we require oxygen. The process of oxygen inhaling and exhaling, we call it as breathing, correct? No, this process is going on continuously through your lungs, and breathing process, that is inhaling and exhaling, we only call it as breathing, that is external respiration. There is internal respiration, that is through your lungs, as well as still internal respiration is there by your cells. So respiration doesn't mean breathing, respiration doesn't mean taking in oxygen. Respiration, the actual meaning of respiration is mixing this oxygen or combining this oxygen with your food substance to release out energy. So that is called as respiration. Respiration, exact meaning of respiration is combination of oxygen with your food substance to release out energy. So here, this is a figure from your textbook, and you have to name all the parts of this respiratory system. We call it as respiratory system. You must be knowing lungs are very important for respiration. They perform this inhalation and exhalation. So first part, that is the nostrils, try to give it. Then is the oral cavity, your mouth. If your nose are closed, you inhale, exhale through your mouth. If nose are packed, okay, then is the larynx. Okay, larynx, here from your nose there is a tube passing to carry your air, or either the, you can call it as windpipe. Okay, then it is pharynx. Larynx and pharynx, the difference between them, pharynx have the opening for your lungs. Okay, then the, again your pharynx, that is further part, your lungs, you have two sides lungs, that is left and right, left lungs and right lungs. So from your nose, the left and right lungs have to be divided, so a tube has to be passed into both these lungs, tube of that air. Okay, so what we call it as, we call it as trachea. So this trachea is divided further. Okay, trachea is single and further it is divided. So we call it as bronchus. One, that is bronchus, and two, there are two, and then they go on branching themselves into the lungs. So we call them as bronchi. Your left lung, okay, then the diaphragm. You know there is a membrane no bony structure, that is a soft bone, cartilaginous. There are lungs above, two lungs, okay, and below the two lungs there is a bony structure, soft bone. It pushes your lungs as well as it comes down. It is having a very important action, okay. Whenever your lungs are filled with air, they come down to give the space. Whenever the exhaling, they have to push your lungs up to release out the air, unwanted things outside. That means your carbon dioxide and other things. So these are the diaphragms, keeps on moving up and down. They are situated below the lungs. Internal part of your lungs, that is, they are having a minute air sac. Okay, minute air sac, you could see they are called as alveoli, alveolus, alveoli. These are air bubbles. What is their function is they take in all the air whatever you have inhaled, and from that they separate out oxygen. Okay, so alveoli functions for separating out, filtering the oxygen, and other things have to be released out again by exhalation. So you have to write down all these names in your textbook with a pencil, okay, as well as try to draw the diagram.